My First Two Loves, Chapter 76, Good Tidings We Bring. My college personal statement was one of the hardest things I'd ever had to write. Suddenly, I had to explain myself to someone who had no idea who I was, and they raised a pretty important question. Who was I? It had taken me weeks, but on Christmas morning, I finally gave the statement one last look, hoping I had answered that question. You will never answer that question. Nice try. Now all it needs is a badass title, and my application for art school is done. I racked my brain for something catchy, and finally, it came to me. What about from my POV? I agree with that. Perfect. I uploaded the file to the application portal, triple-checked that all of my documents were there, and then clicked through permissions. But when I got to the final submit button, my finger hovered over the key. Don't stress, it's just the rest of your life. No pressure. Okay, future. Here I come. Looks like Facebook. The second the confirmation popped up, I snapped my laptop closed in excitement and headed down to the kitchen to find Dad and Mackenzie. You two are looking at the New York Art Institute's newest applicant. I finally submitted everything. Congrats, but you should know, when you make it to the Big Apple, I call permanent dibs on your futon. We should celebrate. I was gonna wait until after breakfast, but Dad reached under the table and revealed two professionally wrapped packages. He handed the smaller one to me with a smile. Merry Christmas. I waited until he handed Mac hers, and on the count of three, we tore into them. Oh, a camera. You got it fixed? Unfortunately, yours was damaged beyond repair, but this one has facial recognition, image stabilization, a 45 megapixel... You have no idea what any of that means, do you? Nope. Listen, he's a doctor, not a nerd. Not a clue, but the sales guy assured me that it was top of the line, so what do you think? Is it okay? Thanks, Dad. I won't go anywhere without it. The thing is incredible. Maybe I should take some new shots and resubmit my application. I'm sure what you have in your portfolio is fine. Perfect is the enemy of done. Across the table, Max squealed in excitement. A brand new easel and some canvases? This is sick! All of the art, with none of the arrests. I can't wait to see what you create. Now, is it my turn? Mac and I shot each other a look. Yeah. Your presence in the living room. I ducked into the room and reached under the couch, pulling out the gift bag with Dad's present in it. Mac ushered him in and onto the couch. Trust me, you're gonna want to sit down for this. I handed him the bag, and Dad pulled out the used joke book, and for a moment, he froze in confusion. Are you two trying to tell me I'm not funny? Your dad jokes could use an upgrade. Actually, Dad, with everything that happened, shopping just kind of slipped our minds. We didn't mean to leave you out. Especially after you put so much thought in ours. He put the gift down on the table and waved us both over to sit next to him. After the way things went this year, I get it. I've really been trying to put things into perspective. And after the crash, that's been easier than ever. I don't get fancy gifts as long as I have you two. Or don't need them. Wrapped an arm around each of us, and I let myself melt into his chest, like I did when I was little. Here's the thing, real quick. No parent, especially from someone who is still in high school, should ever expect quote-unquote fancy gifts from their kids. Like, if you're a YouTuber who's 16 and you made it big, sure, but the expectations still shouldn't be there. It really shouldn't. So what are you girls up to for today? I think my day is suddenly looking very colorful. I have all kinds of ideas I want to get on the canvas. And I wanted to check in with Mason, Noah, and Ava. I have something I need to drop off. Is that okay? Dad shot us both a sad smile and freed us from his embrace. Go. Be free. You know where to find me if you need me. Mac lunged for her easel, and I gave Dad a squeeze before bolting up to my room to get ready. And some of you will never experience the feeling that Father just had as his girls wanted nothing to do with him on Christmas! When I met Mason in the waiting room of the local hospital, he looked drained, and it was obvious he hadn't slept in days. His clothes were rumpled, he had the beginnings of stubble growing in across his jaw, and still he smiled when he saw me coming and pulled me into a hug. Dad pulled through surgery with flying colors, so they transported him early this morning, and he's resting now. Mason sunk down into the hard plastic of the waiting room chairs, and I took the seat next to him. His relief didn't quite reach his eyes. That's good, right? No, because he was outside of the golden hour. Of course it is. When Dad wasn't looking great, all I could think of was getting him back. I mean, he's my dad. But I can't just pretend like that night at the dinner was okay, or that any of the stuff leading up to it didn't happen. Mason, I know he's your father, and he's not well, but the things Jim Jennings has done to you are way past okay. It might be better to surround yourself with people who love you properly. As much as your dad made it seem like you didn't, you have plenty of people who care about you. I slipped my fingers under his chin and tilted his head up until his eyes met mine, and I'm living proof. I don't know, Emma. Maybe you're right. It's entirely up to you, but no matter what, I'm here. My hand found his, and instinctively our fingers folded together, holding on to each other for dear life. Mason shot me a smile. As I moved closer, my foot knocked against Mason's gift bag, sending it toppling over, and I bent down to scoop it up, but he beat me to it. Don't tell me you came bearing gifts. Can I open it? Why not? It's yours. He dug into the bag and pulled out the captain's hat, his eyes lighting up in recognition. I figured if you're gonna fly a plane, you should look the part. Well, I guess the cockpit just got a new dress code. This is really cool, Emma. Thanks. I actually have something for you, too. Mason reached into his pocket and gingerly pulled out a hairpin. I saw it, and it made me think of you. I didn't have time to get it wrapped, but I flung my arms around Mason's neck and earned a laugh from him, the first in days. It's beautiful. And so are you. Instantly, I felt warm all over, and I pulled back to look Mason in the eyes, my breath catching in my throat, and then a shadow fell over us. And when we jerked apart, a nurse smiled at us apologetically. Mason, the doctor's in with your father. She'd like a word. I'd better go, but Merry Christmas, Emma. Mason disappeared down the hallway to his father's room, and I saw the weight of the world settle back onto his shoulders. A text from Noah brought me out of my thoughts, and I headed back to the car to meet him at Eastridge. When I pulled up to the school, tons of small children and their parents were streaming inside, filled with excitement. What in the world? Stunned, I followed the crowd inside and into the cafeteria, where there were kids everywhere, yelling, playing, opening presents. Off to the side, a line formed as families waited to take pictures with Santa. Is it just me, or did our classmates get a lot shorter? I wheeled around to find Noah leaning against the lunch counter, and he waved me over with a smile. What's going on? Apparently every year for Christmas, Eastridge hosts a toy giveaway for all the kids who wouldn't have presents otherwise. I brought Hazel and her friend from dance class, and they're not ready to leave, so I've just been hanging out. I followed his gaze as he glanced over at his sister. She and the little girl were playing, chasing each other around the tables and chairs. Look at them. The only care in the world is not being in. Don't you miss those days? If you want to play, all you have to do is say so. Noah. Tag, you're it. I poked him in the side and turned to run, but he caught me by my hips and pulled me into his chest. Not so fast. Before I could respond, Hazel bounded over from her friend, nearly crashing into us. Noah, Kenny said her family takes pictures with Santa every year. Can we take one too? Can we? Oh, breathe. We won't leave without taking a picture with Santa, but can I wait 5 minutes? Noah nodded his head in my direction, and Hazel broke out in a grin. Did Noah give you the... Hey, if you spoil it, it won't be a surprise anymore, right? Hazel put her fingers to her lips, and mine zipping them closed. Let me meet my eyes and unzip them a second later. I won't spoil it, but Noah got you a present and I got to help pick it out, and I hope you like it. Oh, well, if you two picked it for me, I don't see how I couldn't. Kennedy called out to her, and just as quickly as she came, Hazel was gone again. Well, she kind of let the cat out of the bag, but I got you a little something. Okay, but me first. I slid the gift bag across the countertop, and cautiously Noah dug inside before removing a crane by its delicate wing and squinting at the writing. These are notes from tutoring, repurposed into folded cranes. Stringing 1,000 of them together is supposed to grant you one wish, so my wish is that you get whatever you want most. I don't know what to say, except now I feel a little silly for getting you just this. He reached into his pockets and pulled out a Lady Liberty to represent New York keychain. You mentioned you were submitting your application soon, so I thought you might like a preview of what's to come. Noah, it's perfect. His fingers lingered on mine as he handed me the tiny statue, and my skin tingled where he touched. He met my eyes and before slowly leaning in. It's been 5 minutes. Can we take the picture with Santa now? God damn it, child! Tell you what, you two have fun. Noah, I'll text you later. Hazel grabbed his hand, and Noah barely managed to shoot me a wink before she rushed off to Santa's workshop. Outside the sun was starting to set, but I still had one more stop to make. I headed for the exit, tapping out a message to Ava as I went. As I settled into the couch in Ava's living room, I couldn't help but notice her mom was a little more attentive than usual. You girls need anything? Something to drink? Are you hungry? I could whip up... Mom, we're fine. Can I talk to Emma now, alone? Right, of course. I'll just be in the other room, you know? If you need anything. What the hell is going on right now? I mean, she told her mom, right? Yeah, I remember that. It's all... Maybe she thinks that's the thing. Carefully, she backed out of the room and into the kitchen, and Ava and I looked at each other before erupting into laughter. What was that? Who knows? Ever since I came out, she and Dad have both been very super supportive, but just so weird. He keeps name-dropping random gay celebrities, and she ordered the Mother's Guide to connecting with her LGBTQ plus teen. That's peak parent behavior, but also kind of sweet. I mean, they're trying. They're embarrassing as hell, but I wouldn't trade them for anything in the world. I pulled her gift out of my pocket and gave it a little shake. Not even to see what I brought you? That's for me. You shouldn't have, but since you did. I leaned back into the couch, teasingly pulling the box out of her reach, but Ava leaned against me, and we fell over, her on top of me, her lips a breath away. She cleared her throat and plucked the box out of my fingers before setting up to open it. Inside, the compact shone in the lamplight. Emma, it's beautiful. And luckily I have a little something for you too. She dug around under the couch for a moment before pulling it out. But shut up. A present, you didn't have to. I tugged at the ribbon and pushed off the lid to reveal a sexy black dress, body chain, and bracelets. Merry Christmas. Quick, try it on. I want to see if it fits. I crept off to change before striding back into the room. Ava's mouth slipped open as she took her time examining my every curve. They are really pushing this, sweet mother of... I mean, wow. I've never seen you lost for words. I'm guessing that's a good thing? It's a great thing. You look incredible, not to mention that dress would be perfect for my New Year's Eve party. But what you wear is totally up to you. Be honest, do you like it? Really? We have to pay diamonds for a gift that she's giving us that we already have? Mother... Pixelberry, really pushing it today, are we? Let's ring in the new year in style. I changed back, and Ava and I talked long into the night about the party. Who would be there, what games we'd play, and what drinks she'd serve. But one detail stuck in my brain, and long after we'd figured everything else out, I couldn't help but wonder, who would I kiss at midnight? For the love of God. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description below, links to social media, Discord, and if you like to support me and my content. Please do so. Please make sure to subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. You get to become part of this community, part of this crew, and also receive notifications for when I upload content. And without further ado, this is what I'll say about this book. You know, it's really not hard. It's something that people in my age gap are not really open to. And it's even something that people who are in high school right now are really not open to yet. Is open-minded relationships, open relationships, period. Is you can love more than one person. I need to break this to you. This is something I settled on myself. This is a personal journey. Here, TLDR, is I had someone I love. I considered him a soulmate and the whole 9 yards. And what am I supposed to do? Go the whole rest of my life and say, well, they are no longer in this plane of existence. I guess I should just sit here and be alone? No, I shouldn't. So, I can accept the fact that if I have a big enough heart that I love everybody. Not in an intimate relationship way, but I love everybody. As long as you are a piece of caca, I will respect you, I will treat you as a friend, and you will have a place in my heart. Every single person that is watching this and listening to this right now, and you have made yourself known, you have a place in my heart. That's why I have said since the beginning of this channel, and I will say it to my last breath, I want to meet up one day. I want us to have like a little meeting of, people who are willing, or maybe I'll travel around or something. Hopes and dreams, you know what I'm saying? When all this is said and done, when 2020 is long dead. And just give everybody a free hug. Celebrities literally charge for such a thing. And I just want to give each and every single one of you a hug. That's how I feel. So I think the world needs more love and less hate. And that's what I'll say. Peace out.